A dire warning from a top regional educator. That's the story we're tracking in your Barbados Today evening update for Tuesday, October 10. I'm Ryan Jones. A crisis is looming over tertiary education in Barbados, and it's a big worry for the principal of the Cave Hill campus of the University of the West Indies, Professor Udine Baratow. She is fearful that with the rising cost of higher education, the average Barbadian may be forced to abandon their dream.
And I am really worried that if the trend continues, higher education will only an elite will be able to afford it, because we know in Barbados, the economy is tight. People are trying and they're doing their best, but parents often make sacrifices, and sometimes it is a choice now between whether it is one child that can go, whether it is two who can go, or whether none can go.
Professor Baratow was speaking during a ceremony today where a first-year student, Akila Jordan Watson, was awarded a US $2,500 scholarship after she captured first place in the 2016 Optimist International Essay Competition. She lauds Optimist officials for providing the scholarship and urged other private players to lend a helping hand to ensure students can continue their studies. Baratow assured that while the university was anxious for the government to clear its multi-million-dollar loan to the facility, it would do all it could to assist its students.
Of course, the Cave Hill campus is doing its own bit to help students in need of financial assistance, but we can only do so much given our own straitened financial circumstances. I don't dwell on our debt, but our debt is significant. You see, I'm an incurable optimist. So I get out of bed and think of the possibilities. And sometimes, because I'm so optimistic, people forget that the Cave Hill campus is carrying a debt that is almost strangling us. Because I figure I could get up every morning and cry, or I could get up and seek possibilities, and guess which one I choose. But we need help so that we can offer our students more grants, more scholarships, and other activities to facilitate their development.
In other news this Tuesday, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union says it's now up to the education authorities to remedy the lingering dispute at the St. Leonard's Boys' School. On 2 occasions over the past 2 weeks, the school was forced to close early after teachers and other unionized members of staff called in sick at the height of an impasse over the sacking of a clerk typist on August 31st. Barbados Today understands the clerk typist was employed on a temporary basis for 3 years up until her termination. BSTU President Marianne Redmond says no legitimate reason has been given for the dismissal.
Where we wrote at the end of last week asking them to use their good office to either persuade, instruct, direct the Board of Management to meet with us and to find a resolution that is fair and that is just, that is reasonable of this particular matter. The clerk typist remains unemployed. It is our understanding that the Ministry of Education, rather than use their good office to ensure that the type of consultation with the board that needs to take place should have done so, has sent someone to fill the post of clerk typist.
A national program aimed at helping the island's youth to stay on the right path is reaping big results. The National Council of Substance Abuse says Project SOFT is making a positive impact, particularly for children transitioning from primary to secondary school. According to Project SOFT coordinator Makeda Bourne, this is a major turning point for most children, and positive intervention is key.
We chose this age for a number of reasons. One, this is a prevention program, so we want to get persons as early as possible. Two, it is a transitional program. So we are looking at one of the major transitions that happen in a child's life, and that is moving from primary to secondary school. Research has shown, and this is research globally, that anytime anyone is transitioning, it can cause that person to be stressed, and it can cause a person to feel that if their best way to cope is to use a drug. So the program Project Solve then is one of our programs that look at those transitions, that show the children that as you are entering a new phase in your life, you do not have to use a drug to feel you have to cope, but there are other methodologies, positive methodologies, healthy methodologies that they can use to cope.
She made the comments as the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited provided financial aid to the project. Ms. Bourne adds that a key component of the program is working with participants and their families for up to 3 years after the students have completed the project.
Like most programs that may just do a camp over the summer, we try to follow them for at least 3 years or be in their lives for 3 years as a strength to help them and the family to transition. In addition, why it's working, because there's need for help. We have parents who have come back for counseling, or we refer them for counseling, or they're able to tell other friends and family. So we see the impact in terms of the financial success as a broad spectrum, basically.
This year, the 15-year-old program is catering to between 40 students drawn from schools across the island. A little bit of sporting news now. Zimbabwe cricket officials are busy putting the finishing touches on preparations in anticipation of the West Indies' arrival for their 3-day match starting next Sunday. Bulawayo will host the lone warm-up game for the 2-test series between the Caribbean side and Zimbabwe, which runs from October 21 to November 2 and is scheduled for the nearby Queen's Sports Club. Cricket administrator Nicholas Singo says the facilities are ready. West Indies left the Caribbean on Monday for Zimbabwe, where they will play their first test series in African nations in 14 years. They have also never lost a test to the Zimbabweans, winning 6 of 8 encounters in the past. I wish you guys some luck over there.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, touching one community at a time.
To regional happenings now, we turn to St. Lucia, where the main opposition party is making a case for their return to power. During the St. Lucia Labour Party's annual delegates conference, the MP for Viewfort South and former Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony said the 16-month honeymoon for the United Workers' Party was over and that the people of St. Lucia has had enough.
A government that has been so vindictive. And never forget what Guy Joseph said in Parliament to Philip J. Pierre. Or you cry and you just start to cry. A government that has been so blatant in its abuse of our Constitution and the law which it authorizes. It is my view that the time has arrived. 16 months of honeymoon is enough. The time has come to draw the line with this government.
Further afield, an unfolding nightmare in Northern California. For the third straight day, more than a dozen wildfires are raging, with the biggest one killing at least 15 people. More than 20,000 people have been forced to evacuate, and affected residents, they've been sharing their stories with CNN.
For me, it was just this immediate, we smelled smoke, it started getting windy, and all of a sudden, there's this bright orange sky.
It's hard to see, and it's super windy, and it's not helping at all. I overheard some guys over there that they got houses and families over there.
There's fires everywhere. I've been sent in 3 different directions.
Trying to get out of here. We saw it, now it's getting across the road. It's all bad.
Essentially, we are in a mode of saving lives and getting people out of harm's way at the moment.
You can see condos going up. You can see the trees on fire.
It's tremendous. In the wind, it was pretty scary.
You know, we have cars and Harleys and boats and all kinds of stuff all gone. The house is the only thing that's left, and our neighbor right there lost everything.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and also on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also listen in to us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Ryan Jotes. Continue to enjoy your evening.